All right, happy Thursday, everybody. Welcome to Survive to Thrive. Tuesdays and Thursdays are training days, so today is a training day. I hope you guys like what I've got prepared for you. This is one of my favorite talks, and the title of the conversation is Don't Be Billy Bob. So you can write that down. Uh, Now, grab some pen and paper, take some notes. It's going to start out a little bit funny, I hope, but hopefully you'll also get the message. So you're going on a listing appointment, and you know that there are three things that every seller is asking themselves about you. Do you care about me? Can I trust you? And can you help me? Now, for years, as I've been teaching this 14-point listing presentation, I've taught all of you, and I've taught all of the real estate agents that I've had the opportunity to speak with. Your job when you go on that appointment is to convey to the homeowner that you care about them, they can trust you, and you can help them. Now, one of the ways that I've taught this is by sharing the opposite of what that looks like, and it's called Don't Be Billy Bob. So this is what Billy Bob looks like when he shows up at the front door. So I'm going to use Debbie as my role play partner. He knocks on the door. He's 5 minutes late, and he pulls up in a really fancy car with branding all over the car that says, "I'm the greatest real estate agent that ever lived," and all that other kind of nonsense. So, uh, Debbie, how you doing? I'm Billy Bob. We had an appointment at Billy Bob with Ego Realty, by the way. We had an appointment at 4 o'clock. It's 4:10, but that's okay. You know how busy I am because I'm selling so many homes. Man, by the way, you are so lucky that I'm here because I'm the greatest real estate agent that's ever lived. By the way, you see my fancy car out there? Yeah, you've seen all my billboards. You know how impressive I am. Uh, Debbie invites me to the table. No, we don't need to go. We don't need to tour the house. I've seen lots of houses. It's just another house. So we're going to sit down at the kitchen table and I'm going to start talking to you about what I'm going to do to get your home sold. So we're the greatest, but you already know that. That's why you're meeting with me. You've seen all my marketing, you've seen all my advertising, you know what I'm doing to sell homes. By the way, nobody sells more homes than I do. And this is what I'm going to do. Again, if I haven't already said it, you're so lucky that I'm here because I'm the best real estate. Okay, you guys get the point. Somebody give me a thumbs up.
Yeah, I'd be saying get out of my house.
All right. Don't be Billy Bob. Now, this is what it sounds like. This is what it looks like when you're going on a listing presentation, knowing that the homeowner is asking themselves, does this person care about me? Can I trust them? Can they help me? And they don't care how successful you are. They don't care what kind of car you're driving. They don't care how much that watch costs. They don't care about any of that stuff. Who do they care about? They care about themselves. They only do this once every 7 to 10 years. They're nervous. Uh, they're concerned. They're worried that they're going to make the wrong decision. And your job is to help them make the right decision based on effective communication. So, Debbie, hi, my name is John Dietz. We had an appointment today at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? Now, I'm showing up dressed nice. I've got uh, nice slacks, nice shirt, uh, where it's appropriate. I'm wearing a tie, I'm wearing a jacket, my shoes are shined. Guys, pay attention to the little stuff. If you show up and everything is perfect, but your shoes look like you walked through the mud to get to the house, that's all they're going to remember. You're the guy that showed up in those muddy shoes. You have 10 seconds to make a great first impression. It's called the Kodak moment. The moment you knock on that front door, when they answer that front door, hey Joe, John Dietz, we had an appointment today at 4 p.m. and it's 4 p.m. May I come in? The moment I walk in the front door, wow, you have a beautiful home and I'm so excited to be here. Now, remember, I've sold a lot of homes too. Billy Bob's not the only person who's selling lots of homes. I've sold a whole lot of homes as well. Maybe I've even sold more homes than Billy Bob, which means we've been in thousands of homes. And after a while, after doing this for so many years, they all start to look alike. But I'm going to show up to Joe, who sells his house once every 7 to 10 years, enthusiastic, excited, like this is the very first home that I've ever had the opportunity to sell. I'm excited. Joe, I'm so excited to be here. I'm excited to have the opportunity to help you sell your home. Now, before we go any further, would you like me to take off my shoes? Take the time to be different than everybody else. Stand out, be courteous, be professional. By the way, if a kitty cat or a puppy dog walks over, stop, pay attention to the dog. Debbie, if I walk into Debbie Clark's house, because I know how much she loves her dogs, if I walk into Debbie Clark's house and her dog comes up to me and I'm like, a dog, okay, keep going. Debbie, did I win with you or did I lose with you? I totally lost with you. Stop. Get down on a knee, pet the dog, ask what the dog's name is, guys. I know that sounds silly, but they're going to remember that. I promise you, the little things matter. All right, now, Debbie, I'm going to take some notes if you would. Take me on a tour of your home. I'm going to ask some questions. So I'm going to take a lot of notes because this is the information I'm putting to my pad as I'm taking notes. This is the information I'm going to use to sell your home. Before we do that, however, would it be okay if I set my things down at the kitchen table? We're going to end up back at the kitchen table, right? So the best way to do that is by asking, is it okay if I set my things down at the kitchen table? Don't ask, where would you like to meet? That's the wrong play. They're going to say, living room, we'll sit on the couch. You want to be at the kitchen table. Now, as we tour the home, I'm asking lots of questions. I'm taking lots of notes. Let's go back to Billy Bob for a moment. Is Billy Bob asking questions? Is Billy Bob taking notes? No, he's not. And I've had sellers say to me, John, so and so was over at my house and they didn't ask any questions. How are they going to sell my home? Or they didn't take any notes. How are they going to sell my home? And the worst one is, John, so and so was over at my house and they didn't even like my house. How are they going to sell it? Be enthusiastic about their home. If you're taking notes, write this down. Like their home. So simple. Remember, I know you've been in thousands of homes, but that doesn't matter to them. They sell their house once every 7 to 10 years. This is a big deal to them. Like their home. Shannon, oh my gosh, I love your kitchen. Completely updated. Are these granite countertops? Uh, Absolutely beautiful. Man, if I lived here, I'd spend all my time in the kitchen. Did you update this? When did you do it? Oh my gosh, I love your kitchen. Okay, so like their home, take notes, ask questions. All right, now you're at the kitchen table. Begin the conversation. Always start with gratitude. Let's go back to Billy Bob. Does Billy Bob start with gratitude? Heck no. Billy Bob starts with, Aaron, let's talk about getting your home sold. Here's what we're going to do. You're going to start with, Aaron, thank you for the opportunity to meet with you. It is always an honor and a privilege to meet with a potential homeowner and discuss the possibility of the Dietz team representing them in the sale of their home. By the way, am I using scripts? 1,000%. Every single word of this 14-point listing presentation is a script. However, if I'm doing it effectively, does it sound like a script? No, it's conversation. Thank you for the opportunity to meet with me. I'd like to start by sharing my mission statement with you. My mission is to meet your goals and exceed your expectations. Now, Mindy, because of that mission statement, whenever I meet with a potential seller, one of three things typically happens. One of those things will happen today. Either one, they understand and appreciate the benefits that I have to offer and they hire me, which is awesome. Or they may not hire me, which isn't so awesome. And the third thing that occasionally happens is I may choose not to take the listing. All right, so I'm pausing longer than I would at the kitchen table. but I'm doing it for effect. I want you to hear, Karen, that there's a pause here, uh, and it's designed to give them the opportunity for that message to land. I may choose not to take your listing. They're thinking, whoa, wait a minute. What do you mean you're not going to take my listing? I thought all real estate agents were desperate for seller listings. They take every listing they can get. You mean you might not want to take my listing? Why? Why wouldn't you want to do that? I want them to ask that question. I'm so glad you asked, and I think you're going to really like the answer. You see, Wendy, if I feel, by the way, Wendy, so glad that you're here visiting us all the way from California. What time is it there? 6:16 in the morning. You're a rock star. Olga, Anchorage, Alaska, 5:20 in the morning. These are amazing people. You see, if I feel that a seller has a goal or an expectation that cannot be met or exceeded, by the way, just bunny trail here for a moment. Did I get off topic? Did it? That was a squirrel alert, right? Did I get off topic? Say yes. Thumbs up. Yes, you did. Started talking to Olga and Wendy, right? Did I get right back on the topic? Say yes, because it's a blueprint that I'm following. That if I get off topic for any kind of reason, which is going to happen a lot, guys, I'm able to pick up right where I left off. You see, if I feel that a seller has a goal or an expectation that cannot be met or exceeded, not a goal or an expectation that I cannot meet or exceed, because that's insinuating somebody else can. If a seller has a goal or an expectation that cannot be met or exceeded, I would rather turn the opportunity down today than let you down 6 months from now. Now, you see, I know that you're meeting with other real estate agents. And because you're meeting with other real estate agents, you're going to meet with somebody who needs your listing. And because they need your listing, they're going to tell you anything you want to hear just to get a sign in your front yard. Now, and I want you to take this the right way, but I don't need your listing. Say it just like that. I don't need your listing. Pause for a moment. Give them a moment to overcome the shock. I don't need your listing. Tonality. Pay attention to tonality because I almost blew it there. I don't need your listing. Now, I really want to work with you, and that's why I'm here. But you see, if I needed your listing, I would tell you anything that you wanted to hear just to put a sign in your front yard. The good news for you is I'm going to tell you what you need to hear in order to get your home sold. Is that okay? Now, in order for me to know if I can meet your goals and exceed your expectations, I need to ask you a few questions. So, first question, on a scale of 1 to 10, 1 being not so great and 10 being awesome, what needs to happen in the sale of your home, Janet, for you to feel the experience was a 10? Let them answer it. You're going to hear, get my price, sell quick. Most common answers. Your response is, tell me what that looks like. Their response, I need, pay attention to the word need, put that in your notes, underline it, circle it, because you're going to come back to that later on. I need $450,000 for my home. Michael, what does that do for you? Why is that important? This is a consultation. This is getting to the heart of what their goals are. Now, the goal here is for you to get clarity on what a great experience looks like for them. The goal is also for them to self-discover what their goals are. Because prior to you coming and having this conversation with them, every single seller has two goals. Sell my home for the most amount of money, sell it quick. They have three goals. Sell my home for the most amount of money, sell it quick, and give away your commission. Those are their three goals. Your job is to help them realize the real goal, get my home sold so that I can move to Tampa by the beginning of December in order to start my new job. Because otherwise, I'm going to have to leave my wife and kids behind in the house while it's being sold. and I'm moving to Tampa and living in a hotel while I'm starting my new job. That's the goal. And you're never going to find that out if you don't go at least three deep when you're doing a needs analysis with them. Tell me what that looks like. Why is that important to you? Tell me more. If we could accomplish the second goal so that this would be a 10 plus experience, what else needs to happen? If we can accomplish a third goal such that this is a 10 plus experience, what else? And then prioritize. If we can nail one of these goals and miss the other two. Now, my job is to help you accomplish all three. However, when we have an offer on your home, we're going to have to make some tough decisions. And those decisions are going to be based on which of these three goals is number one, number two, and number three. So if you could hit one and miss the other two, what's the number one goal? Get my price. Okay, so if we got your price, however, your home's not sold in time for you to get to Tampa by December 1st and start your new job. And you're moving to Tampa, staying in a hotel, starting that job while your wife and kids are still behind in the house while it's being sold. That's a win. No. Okay, so here's what I'm hearing you say. You're actually saying that selling your home in 30 days so that you could be in Tampa in order to start that new job and you're with your wife and your family is your number one goal. Yeah, you're right. That's it. That's the number one goal. That's a consultation. Now, Billy Bob would never do this. Don't be Billy Bob. All right, raise your hands. Talk to me. Joe Grant.
Well, Debbie put it in the chat, and I kind of told her to just find something. She said, "What if their house is a dump and it's actually ugly?" I told her find something to like about it. Can you go a little deeper on that, please?
Lots of opportunity. Lots of opportunity. Man, I am so glad to be here. This is a huge opportunity. Really excited about selling your house. I'm not going to talk about their house being beautiful. So all I'm going to talk about is the opportunity. Now, there could be an opportunity to bulldoze the house and build a new house there. All right. Nobody else has anything they want to say. There's no hands up. What's up with you guys? All right, talk to me, Jim. Gee whiz, thanks, Jim.
You're welcome. Well, I'm newer to these calls and haven't been as committed as I should be. But however, your listing presentation, at what point are you having this conversation on the scale of 1 to 10? Is it what after you tour the home and you're sitting at the kitchen table, or as you're touring the home?
All good questions. So I believe step seven is begin the conversation, which is you're sitting at the kitchen table and needs analysis. Begin the conversation starts with gratitude. Thank you for meeting with me. It's an honor and a pleasure. I like to start by sharing my mission statement with you. Whenever I meet with a client, one of three things typically happens. In order for me to understand if I can meet your goals and exceed your expectations, I need to ask a couple of questions on it. Okay, so you get it. So it's a part of the kitchen conversation table, and the kitchen table conversation. By the way, all of this is in writing and all of this is on my YouTube page. All right, Karen, talk to me.
Good morning. My mother is interested in selling her home, and that's just hard in and of itself. But she wants six. She told me yesterday 675 for the house, and it's I pulled the comps and it's at best 540. So needless to say, we left that conversation with her, basically asking me to help her rent it because she wants what she wants. And I even asked her, I said, "Well, how did you get to that number?" "Well, when I calculated the fence and the new window I put in and, da 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 da." And it was so cute. Thank God she's my mom. So I just wanted to share that with the group.
Oh, working with family is so much fun. Uh,
Yeah.
so my recommendation, everybody, when meeting with family is don't shortcut the process. It's still the process. even if it's family. If you needed a medical procedure and you went to a doctor that was family, would you say, skip all that stuff that you normally do, just open me up and start operating? No, of course you wouldn't. You want them to follow the same procedure they follow with everybody else. All right, I butchered your name the first time. I am so sorry.
It's okay. You are forgiven.
Say it to me one more time.
Birgit.
Birgit. And I'm on a
Yes.
call with you the other day, and I think I did that a bunch of times. I'll never do it
It's,
again. I apologize.
it's you are forgiven.
Birgit, talk to me.
I would, if I had a house that was, we're going back to that dumb situation, is, you can also just tell the person, thank you for having me today. Thank you for inviting me today. Tell me more about your house.
Yeah,
By the way, I like to teach on a differentiator between house and home. We buy a home, we sell a house. So to allow them to make that attachment or detachment as far them to see. So that really does help to either attach somebody more on the buyer side or detach them on the seller side.
brilliant. Just brilliant. Birgit, you coach on this, yes?
Yes,
Yeah, that's
yes.
so
I coach on the neuro marketing is a big part of that communication tonality, kind of what you're saying. Yeah, that's a big part of what I do as well.
yeah. Okay, so super excited. Guys, stay tuned because I'm going to be giving you an opportunity to connect with Birgit as part of our coaching community. She's amazing. She's going to be an incredible addition to this coaching community. Sean Fuentes, talk to me.
I mean, I've heard this uh, listing presentation a bunch of times, but
Yeah,
every time we go through it, I always hear something new. For me, I'm a dog person, so it'd be easy, natural to say hi to the dog and pet the dog, even if it was barking at me. But every time we go through this, I hear something new, and I think if you're not listening and paying attention, you won't hear that new thing. You just gotta listen to it, and you'll hear the new thing. And what Birgit just said, I think is uh, did I mispronounce it again as well?
you got it.
Is was amazing. I mean, I think it goes right along with words matter, and the definition of those words matter as well.
You got it. Absolutely. All right, everybody. I hope everybody. Oh, wait. Francine Parks, talk to me.
I just wanted to ask a question. So, for somebody who, it's not that I don't like dogs, but I'm afraid because I've been bit before, how do you handle that situation? Like, if it's a big dog and, there's no way I could kneel down and say, "Hey, I'm gonna try to keep my cool, of course, but I'm truly afraid of animals. Well, at least dogs, so."
I understand. I do. So I'm glad you brought that up because I don't want anybody going bit and getting bit and then suing me because I told them to pet the dogs. So
No, of course
uh,
not.
you're going to handle this, Francine, based on your comfort level. Okay. So, I don't have an answer for you other than it's okay to be afraid of dogs. Be safe. It's just an example, by the way. Okay, the same principle is true for kids. Hopefully, you're not afraid of them. Um, Stop and introduce yourself to the kids. Shake their hands. Treat them like adults. Uh, all right, be different. All right, Wendy, talk to me.
Hi guys, new to the group. Love it all so far. I just wanted to say, I've been in the business 20 years in the three to $500,000 price range, and I love that you said, you keep your script the same, whether it's family, whether it's a regular seller, whether it's a $12 million seller,
Right.
right? So I decided to tap into luxury a little over a year ago. And I mean, I was scared as shit that these people were going to be super mean to me, and not like me. And, so it's a lot of, mindset stuff. But I went to this one listing that was 17,000 square foot, right? And Michael Jackson used to live in it. And, I was super nervous that these people were just going to eat me up. And when I walked in, they were in regular clothes. I think the wife was even in like slippers. And I walk into the conference room where they want to talk to me, and they had McDonald's coffee in the McDonald's coffee cups on the table. And I was like, okay, first of all, I should probably take a note of that. They're rich because they don't spend their money on Starbucks, But these people were just like super real and so nice and really cool. And the best part was knowing that, because I've struggled so much. My $300,000 to $500,000 price range buyers were like Jeep people, and they don't have money because they spend their money on Jeeps, right? So they never had money to fix up their home, to make it good. So I'm always taking care of all that. These people actually had money. So anyway, so you still have the same conversations with all people. And, when you point out that something needs done, they're just like, oh, yeah, no problem. Let us know what we need to do. They're writing a check, not even thinking about it. So if you are trying to, break into that luxury market, like don't let all of that, get in your way, because they're exactly the same.
Good stuff.
As everybody else.
Good stuff, Wendy. Thank you. People are people. All right.
Yep.
Birgit.
Absolutely.
Birgit, is your hand back up, or did you?
Yes, my hand is back up real quick. As far as the dog is concerned, you could say something, holy moly, that's a lot of awesome energy, right? You want to talk the dog up, compliment, and says, would it be all right for me to meet the dog a little bit more from a distance? Would that be all right? Love the dog.
Gonna bring you back. So much value from you guys. Wendy, that was amazing. Birgit, that was amazing. You guys don't need me anymore. I'm just going to show up and turn this on and let you guys run the call. All right. Thank you for being here. Hope you got value. Invite your friends. I will see everybody tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Make it a great day.
Thank you, Jan. Good day, everyone.
Go get them.
Bye, guys.